Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Everybody voted on me starting the camping page as of last night. So I had to, even if the scores have changed now, I had to get my Black Widows out and start figuring out colors and deciding if I wanted to try to do this in, I've been doing a lot of really bright, colorful, kind of fantasy color schemes, and I did that with the one of the mock-ups, and I've switched gears. So I am going to go for a little bit more realism coloring. I like that the Black Widows have almost 200 pencils, so I found a nice range of greens into the browns to work on a background. I also found a colorist who was one of the very first people that I just fell in love with their tutorials, and that's Chris Chang. And 7 years ago she actually she did a couple of videos on this page, and I really like how she did the background. So that is my inspiration. I'll have a link to her color along. Her style is a silent with music, and she will show you the pencils. She, of course, I believe almost always uses Prismacolor, so I am doing my best to interpret and kind of extrapolate what she did with a range of the Black Widows. So I have picked quite a large number of pencils for the background because I need it to kind of ebb and flow and look naturally light and dark, and it is the greens for this background area and all of the trees. And we're just going to work on the greens today. I don't know how far I will get. In order to soften and make them look realistic, I will be using my kneaded eraser. I did use it some for my polychromos for the pumpkin. I did some tapping and removing. I will probably do more of that. In fact, here's some orange from the pumpkin. So everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are returning. I am so glad that you are here to color with me today. I color a little bit every day, and I do like to poll you guys and have you all involved in what I am doing. So we are going to start this camping page, which was a page you all voted on a while back. Then we voted on the Black Widows. So I have been off in Magical Worlds, a brand new coloring book, and I know not everybody will have it right away. So I thought it would be nice, since I'm addicted to the Magical Worlds, but I'm addicted to any coloring. I let you guys decide what you wanted me to work on today. So today we are going to start on the background green foliage, and we're just going to see how we can do. Now let's go over the colors. I have 3 sets of colors. I have what I'm calling kind of my yellow ochre brown dark bronze color, and let's see, did I put them together? I have a limey green. Let's see what we've got here. Here is 2 light colors. This particular pencil was a flawed pencil that has 0 writing on it, and it does not have the SC that I have. I think the current, this might be Scorpion set. Yeah, it says Scorpion there. Has no color dipped ends at all. So I created some dipped ends for myself to keep these straight. Because I cannot go by the tips. I'm just not very good at dealing with tips. So I went ahead and during our garage sale today, I made some barrel ends for me to keep things straight. So we have a brown and a gold. So those 2 colors are just a light yellow and a light kind of bright green. Then I pulled DG145 and MN088 for my kind of browns and very shadowed areas. I have a single that I pulled. It is very light, and it is, I don't even have it on my list. It is, oh, I do have it. This is the lightest, MN119, and then MN119 is a slightly different, very light green. It is a bone color, in fact. That's why I see it says antler here. Look at all these MNs. This particular set, the Monarch set, is loaded with beautiful greens for a background. Oh, and I have them in the reverse order. So MN108, MN047, and MN058. I will group these. I have them on my paper in a separate group for my own purposes. I'm going to hold the 4 greens in my hand, but I am guessing that I will be pretty soon here, I'm going to have all 8 in my hand. So I am going to start. This is taking my fluffy background, fluffy trees idea, and just expanding on it to make it look a little more realistic, mostly by the colors. And I am wanting this background to look like there is some low-lying hills in between each of these trees. So I am in fact going to get these all started, each of the little areas, so you can see where I will be working up. I'm going to guess that in order to keep this from not taking forever, that I will be doing homework. So once I get, there's a big swath of what will be some background. So here's the starts of my far in the distance, very soft colors changing. And again, this is not my idea. This is Chris Chang who did this, and she did a fantastic job, and I love it. Do I think I can do it justice? I will have to see. I do have my sample here. It doesn't look as soft as hers, so we'll just see how it goes today. I am going to be just rotating through the colors. We'll see if I remember to share with you every single color I pick. That was DG145. It is the brown, and I'm just coming in to add a little bit of shadows in each of these sections. I will say that the end of the book is actually curled up a little bit, so hopefully it is not out of focus. I will say I am struggling with this new lighting stand that I'm using, and my current camera. Every day I've had some struggles, so bear with me as I work through the logistics of having the focus stay in focus. I'm just thinking of bushes and their fluffiness, making some random marks on the page to kind of get me started. The biggest challenge for me is to be as random, consistently random as possible. So I switched. I did the 2 shadows. MN088 was green tea. That's a kind of a almost a khaki green, gold, and DG145 dungeon. It's my dark brown. Now I'm doing some yellow, which will be some highlights. It is very soft. SC74. It is the one pencil that is flawed and does not have any writing on it at all. So I had a good time preparing for this garage sale. We're in Florida. You would think it would be a beautiful day. It is half sunny right now. But of course, we have like many days of rain. There's a storm and a lot of rain down in the Caribbean. I don't think it's the storm itself is going to come here. One day it was going to be there was going to be nothing. I've watched it develop each day, and the different estimating tools from around the world went from it'll be nothing, it'll be hurricane, it'll be a tropical storm, and now we're seeing that it's coming this week, and we'll just see what we get. I think it's going to go into the Gulf, whatever it turns into. So again, I am just literally randomly making a nice soft background. It's going to turn into sky in these bits here. If I have a soft enough blue, which I'm not worried about right now, I will come back through and I will add, I'm now going to go with my darkest green, MN058, which is leaf green. So I got to play with my black widows this morning. Because of the weather, there wasn't quite the attendance we usually do get at these events. We have 2 of these a year, one in November, first Saturday in November, and the first Saturday in March. I got a lot of phone calls from my mom. She was out and about shopping for some things for the house, and full of crazy things. The best shopping she did today was the people who are selling her the house, and she closes on Friday, next Friday, sold her a few things. So she just like bought the things and said, just leave them in the house because she's already buying some furniture. So that was pretty fun. She called me a couple times trying to have me buy things. I'm like, I'm not really shopping. I don't need anything. I need to get rid of things. So I hope you're seeing the soft backgroundness, and that it is looking like a in the distance bushes, hills, just some nondescript green. I just thought it was more interesting than blue sky, which was my original mock-up. And I just thought it was time to break away from the bright colors for a while and go with a more realistic palette. All right, so I have a soft green, 2 of them. I have that antler. I believe that's this one. Yes, Antler 119. And I'm not going to be able to tell if you can see everything until the end. I'm just softening up some of my lines. The discovery of the day. The big discovery of the day is I found a pencil that does not do well on copy paper. And that would be the Black Widows. They feel so weird and almost like resistant to going down on the copy paper. So I had to print another copy of this on my Nina Bristol vellum, which I am actually starting to dislike because I am so used to coloring in these smooth books. So I think I like that. I hope that you guys can see just the soft in the far distance look that I am going for. I do have a tiny area way over here, and I'm not even going to work on that side. I will just stay working here. I'm actually, because I am not sure how things are going, and I am learning this stand with the light, that I am going to turn it off now. I'm going to review what I have done and make sure that everything is good. You guys will see me gone for a millisecond. And the main thing here is to just really vary your colors. Make sure you have some of the dark coming, you know, from the left side, coming from the right side. Get some yellows in there. Just really have it be just a very soft, muted, with kind of little splashes of the dark that you do want to put on very soft. And then you can use one of the light colors to blend it out. And if you don't like it, if it's too stark, too streaky, use your kneaded eraser to soften it up. And then go back and add another light color. And I am using ovals. Okay, so I am going to go do what I said. I'm going to check on things, and then we will get started on the tree greenery. All right, everything checks out. I am moving on to the trees. So here's what the distance greenery looks like. I am sliding down now. I have the greens all in my hand like I had before. And I am going to start with the darkest green. And I am going to fill in some shadow bits. I'll probably come back and do a little bit of the brown as well here for these areas. Again, this paper is very smooth and soft compared to what I was starting on. First, the copy paper didn't work, so then I went with the Nina, which is more rough. So this does have a different feel to it. Not bad. I actually really like it. I believe that Chris Chang uses the prismas to the point where either she uses white to block out some of her lines, and I am not going to remove the lines. I maybe should, but I'm not feeling comfortable enough with that technique. I have done it very little. So we've got a couple of green areas, and we're going to come through here and add a few more. I am doing my darks from behind the trees pretty much in all cases, and then I'm going to do make a change to the page that Chris made that I really like. So there's kind of some of the dark greens blocked in, so I've got to do some lights and some darks around that green. Right here, I'm going to pull the brown, and I want to do my best to make this a longer branch. This is the 146, DG 146. I do not see it focused. Yeah, see that? This is the problem I was having. This corner is the toughest corner of the book to work on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move. I am going to change my angle. Get it right into the middle so that you can see what I am doing. I do have two branches here that break off somewhat early. Yeah, this is way smoother than the other paper. I'm just going to let them kind of disappear in the distance. I think I will leave them at that. Now I am going to come down. I'm actually even going to move over more. Working on the right side of the book is the hardest, especially these full-size books. So I'm hoping to have finished the pumpkin page for tomorrow. I did if you noticed the image I posted, I said I'm going to work for just a few more minutes. I kind of worked more than just a few minutes. Got a little carried away. But I got half of my pumpkin done. So I'm going to be working on that. And I also finished our gardening shed page. So now I have to be careful and hold the book and grab a green. I'm grabbing the darkest green again, the leaf green. Filling in some more random areas. Now I'm grabbing the middle green. Apple, yep, that is the middle one. Lots of ovals, fluffy ovals. I'm not liking, like this right here isn't looking right to me. I'll work it some more, but I always have my kneaded eraser that I can adjust. I have my mono 0 eraser as well. Gonna grab a couple of, I have the lightest green, washed green, actually second to lightest green, because then I have antler. Yeah, antler is that bony, bonish green color. And because I am working again on a full-size page that you can't see the whole image, I like the idea of giving you a in-process photo at the end of just here's what it looks like as it relates to the whole page. Okay, so here we are. I need to go back to a middle. I also am really wanting to add a little yellow in. It's all green to me with that dark brown, so I am going to add a little more of this kind of a bronzy green bronze. Green tea it's called, MN088. So I hope I will be able to even halfway replicate Chris Chen's technique. I haven't even looked at her foreground. The only thing that caught my eye was the background that she colored, so I will have to see how she did the foreground if I want to keep that going. Okay, we got some little bits of the gold now. Back to leaf green. That's my darkest. I need to put some right here in this V. That's sort of my secret sauce recipe. I haven't even looked. I had her up. Chris Chen was on, so I'm sitting in my recliner in front of the TV. It's the only sad thing about having the recliners. It is a matched set. And so it's up here. And I was able to put up the video and pause it, but now it's gone away because I took too long. So I'm on my own. Some of these lines are kind of harsh. I will be knocking them back a bit, as well as this one right here. But I am not so fond of. So let's do a little bit of that. I do have, like I said, the mono 0 eraser here, and I am not fond of my shape. This right here is the absolute most wonderful thing about colored pencils over markers that I love. That I can soften, adjust, clean up. You can do it somewhat with alcohol markers, but not to this level. And then let's grab the kneaded eraser. I can point it, make a little point, and tap, tap, tap. Like this green here is a little bit streaky looking to me. So I've tapped it down. can grab, I believe that was done with apple. All of this for the background. It's just fun to explore. And I don't do very exciting backgrounds, and there's a lot of space on this page, so I need to, I can't just do a basic wash or basic fluffy green. I think it just would look too plain to me. And it is not my comfort zone. We are very much outside of my comfort zone here. So it's all about the learning. I somewhere went along back to the darkest green. Now I want the pointy side. I want to get, even though it needs to be soft, there can be some hints to leaves, kind of emphasizing here and there the little fluffy look. Okay, add a little more. And this is absolutely the reminiscent of doing realism, like a realistic portrait of an animal, where you can just fuss and go back and forth and spend hours and hours and hours. And I'm going to try, my goal is to try not to spend hours and hours and hours, because this is just the background. I can always go back in after I do the rest. This is kind of choppy right here. So I'm going to see if I can soften it up a bit. I love that. And come back in again. The brown is probably in my hand. Yes, it is. Dungeon. Love that name. Even come in here and get some darks. This could be sharpened. By the way, Dungeon is a very close match to the ink. Though that wasn't my intent, it just happened to work out that way. Up here, I'm probably going to just let it kind of melt away to a soft green. little streaky right there. I haven't added any yellow in a while. So I'm going to grab, I have a yellow SC74 off to the side. I can see switched to leaf green, my darkest green, to soften this area up. Alright, well, I hope you guys are enjoying this, and this is an intriguing technique for you. You could certainly just do nice, simple, fluffy circles. That would also look just fine. And here's what I'm going to do up toward the top here. This little area I'm not liking all that much. We will see. I'm taking the second to lightest green, washed green 108, MN 108. This is going to be a labor of love, isn't it? Now, a little trick. Let's see if we can make this trick work. These branches are actually melting off into more foliage. So I am attempting to make it look like that's what they're doing. And that one will be doing the same thing. So I'm going to grab leaf green again. See how well that, I'm not liking that too much, so we'll see if I can salvage it. And then these two loops, those are probably some soft ovals. I might have to erase those. This is the MN088 green tea. I don't think that's terrible though when you look at the whole thing. I could definitely nitpick it. And I hope by moving this side into the middle of my camera made it so it does not keep picking up on my knuckle. just have to keep working it. Yep, I like that better. This is the leaf green. Yep, still on the leaf green. I'm using more medium to hard pressure. I'd say medium. All right, moving on. We are at about 40 minutes, so I'm going to continue. Okay, that segment is done, and I'm kind of okay with that just fading away to nothing. I could always come back in and add one of the lightest greens, like the, oh, there's antler, so it's like the bone color. Just the softest hint of color at the very top here in the corner. This little corner down here, this segment I'm having be more detailed. I think that looks a-okay. Next segment here on the left side, let's see if we can get that going. I've grabbed the brown Dungeon DG145. Getting some shadows put in. So I'm excited tomorrow to do the weekly color review with hopefully at least 2 completed pages. We'll see what else I've worked on this week. I have not done a haul video for October, and we'll see. I had to stop and do a bunch of garage sale stuff. I had grabbed the leaf green, going in very light with it, going to the middle green apple. That little line I just put down is a little streaky, so I will see if I need to erase it a little bit. Getting in some more colors. Going to antler. Maybe won't do antler. This light green right here. Washed green, MN108. Get a little yellow in there. How are we doing for time? We're at 49 minutes. So I am going to stop here. I could just keep going forever and ever and ever. I will put in an image at the end of this that shows where we're at with the whole page. So do all of the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. And I hope you will all join me tomorrow. I won't be coloring a daily color tomorrow. I will just do the weekly review and perhaps my October haul. I hope to see you all there.